Alright, welcome back to my Macros 101 video series. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you an introduction to using a food scale. If you watched my last video, I talked about tracking everything, and the most accurate way to track is by using a food scale. Okay, this is a food scale that I picked up off Amazon a few years ago. Works just fine. It was probably 10 bucks. If you need a recommendation, let me know. I'm happy to give you a link to a good food scale, but in general, anyone that you can find, that they're usually battery operated, so you just change out the batteries every once in a while, you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to show you in this video at the very basic how we are going to use our food scale to measure and weigh a pretty common piece of food. This is a bag of cereal. Okay, so I just grabbed this out of my pantry. Now if I were to read the back of the label here, the nutrition label, one serving is a cup, but we're actually going to be measuring in grams, so it also gives us the grams measurement there. So we want to measure in grams because that's going to give us the most accurate, and that is a unit of measurement that we can do on our food scale. So what I'm going to do, and first I want to also talk about the food scale. We'll have, usually most food scales will have two buttons on them. One is going to be a unit button and the other is going to be a zero button. Most of them actually say tare, T-A-R-E. It's the same as a zero, and that is where we are basically clearing out the weight on our scale, and I will talk to you about how we use that, okay? So I'm gonna set my food scale down. I'm gonna make sure that my unit is on grams. So they have options of pounds, ounces, grams, etc. We are going to be using grams. It's best to use grams or ounces versus any of the other measurements, so keep that in mind. And then again, this gave us the serving size in grams, so that's what we're gonna go with. Okay, now that I have it sitting on here, I'm going to press the zero button. And what that's gonna do is it's going to give us a zero. So it's cleared out, it's zeroed out, we are ready to measure. Now, I'm going to be dumping the cereal into a bowl, and I don't wanna include the weight of the bowl in my measurement, right? I wanna make sure that I'm getting just 40 grams of cereal. So the best way to do this is to take your bowl, set it down on your scale, and it's gonna produce that this is 268 grams. So what you can do is then press that zero or that tare button again, and that's gonna put it back to zero. So even though we have something on the scale, it's zeroed out, so whatever we add to it is going to be an accurate measurement. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and measure out our cereal. So I wanna get this to 40 grams, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start pouring cereal in until I see it hit 40 grams. Then I know that I have exactly 40 grams of cereal. If I were to over pour, I could go ahead and take it out, and it's going to show 40 grams on my food scale. Now I know I have an accurate measurement, so I can then go into my food tracking app and mark down that I ate exactly 40 grams of this cereal.